Today, what we are doing is an Abyss strategy. Everyone's done it this league. I am very closely following Empyrian's version of this that he put a video out about a week ago. I'm following his tree mostly. I'm using the same Scarabs, but the difference is, what I want to test is how much of an impact we're going to get from using quality currency. So we're going to run 36 maps, and half of these have currency quality. I've rolled all these maps have like very high currency, very high Scarabs. These ones you can see it's like 350% more currency. These ones have like 256% more Scarabs. I rolled these, I exalted them, and one thing you can do with these is because these these chisels are so expensive. They're like, wow, they're actually quite cheap right now, but they were like 150 chaos before. What you can do, you apply one of these to your map, and then you get it to 6 mods, and then you can split it with a Venomal Plagued Arachnid. These guys, comboed with a Black Morrigan, will split it into 3 maps. So you're spending 4 chisels for 3 maps rather than 12 for 3 maps. Doing that with the Scarab one's probably not worth it, but for these ones it is. Then we're using 3 Risk Scarabs. These are going to add additional modifiers, juice up the map, Abyss Scarab, and then Abyss Scarab of Edifice. Abysses in area spawn hordes as they travel. So this is where all the currency is coming from these little Abyss Hoards. Anyway, this is our tree. We're taking some Scarab stuff, we're taking the appropriate Abyss stuff, and blocking some stuff. The difference between my tree and Empy's is I'm blocking like a little bit more stuff. You probably shouldn't, if you're running an Abyss strategy, block Abyss, because that's probably not a great idea. So we're going to unspec that. The rest of this will all be there. So here is the total spending for this strategy. Maps and splitting. We spent a lot of currency on the Black Morrigans and the Venomal Plagued Arachnids to split the maps, and the average chisels. The maps are very cheap. We're running this on Lighthouse because it's got a nice big building in the middle which causes the abysses to go around, and this is a natural tier 16, so you can horizon orbit. Very easy to get these. So our maps alone, 61 divines, and then Scarabs and the map device is another 14.5. So the total is 75.5 divs, and we spent 2.1 divs per map. One other thing to mention, because you're going to see it in the maps, but these Abyss Hoards, they spit out like hundreds of what are effectively chests, and clicking them would take forever. So what we're using is this caster mastery, 25% chance to open nearby chests when you cast a spell. If you're not playing a caster build, you can still allocate this, and then what you do is you link automation to, in my case, I'm linking it to Blood Rage. A lot of people prefer using something like Detonate Mines, and then you bind that to Numlock 0, and then you push 0 and Numlock, and then it auto casts. So every time we cast a spell, we have a 25% chance to open the chest. So that's how you do it if you're not playing a caster build. Let's see what we get. So these are the little Abyss Hoards that get dropped as the thing moves. And there's lots of them. Oh, there's another one. There's so many Abysses. Any divines game? Got like 600% more quantity. You cannot give viewers stuff. Viewers can give you stuff though. Yeah. Oh, containment. Catalyzing right after an ambush Scarab containment. Oh, another one. Schwinge. That's probably because I'm running like 270% rarity. We're getting a couple of those, so I won't include these in the results because that could be from my MF. You'll find it. Oh, a Schwinge. A Voidbone Reliquary Key. Nice. The first one. The first of many, hopefully. Bro, I'm getting so much gold in this map. Don't hit it. There we go. There, bonus hordes. Oh, Ziggurat. So, more juice. Shrink, where is it? I'm lost. I don't know where my thing is. Oh, containment. Oh, Voldos. I will open all my Voldos right at the end. Of Divine, our first one. More, please. That's kind of what YouTube's for, right? Is to kind of advertise your stream. It's like the best way to promote your stream. Bulldoze. Nice. We got another one. Cheers. Thank you. Whoa. There we go. A divine. There we go. Now what happens if we do a Cassia? We got that. That's a cool drop. Not super valuable, I don't think, but nice. Double divine. Whoa, that's a dupe. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff. Oh, I pushed alt. No. Oh, damn. Oh, okay, we're fine. Oh, there's 2 divines. What? I didn't even see those. That means we can actually just run. Oh, a divine. Oh, man. Baldos. So much stuffs. Baldos. 1 additional mod instead of 2. Or like limit how many you can use, because then it really like pressurizes people to play builds that is like, I can run all mods. And then it's like, okay, you are allowed to play 4 builds. Not allowed to, but you know what I mean. Oh, the binge. Nice. We've run half our maps. The first set of maps we ran were all currency rolled ones. The next set are going to be Scarab rolled ones. So far, we've found 30 Exalts, 20 Raw Divines, 22 Voldos, about 1,000 Chaos, quite a bit of this stuff. And then we also found 3 Voidborn Reliquary Keys and quite a few other things. What else? We've got 2 Ambush Scarabs of Containment, 2 Horn Scarab of Awakening, a bunch of other ones, but these are like the really big ones. So let's now run the Scarab maps and see if it is better. Or not better, but just, I don't know, just see like if we get other stuff. So many things and strings, that's a good kind of strategy, right? The one where you're just constantly getting the dopamine hits. An Enlighten support. Ooh. What's that worth? That's like 3.5 divines. By the way, this is why we are running this on Lighthouse. It's because like this one Abyss has gone like up and down the stairs, and then it's just dropping hordes as it goes. So yeah, like the pathing freaks out this Abyss. So it kind of like effectively extends how long it goes. And then it drops more hordes, which drops more currency. That's why we're doing it on this map. Oh, Horn Scarab of Awakening. I was watching my video today, the one I edited, the gamble one, and I gasp. I gasp constantly at anything that happens. It's always like, oh wait, it sucks. Oh, there we go. Catalyzing. Hail Chris 3 times before I started the strat. Oh shit, you're right. And I haven't bought any MTX since PoE. Oh, there we go. I just said Hail Chris once and we got a Horn Scarab of Awakening. You're right, thanks. There we go. Ambush Scarab of Containment. Set up properly. Oh, Divine. Oh no, I don't have space. If you have it set up properly, yellow is probably going to be the... Oh, okay. I'll try and explain after the drop stop. Oh, nice. Ubisoft and CL, the studio is apparently another one. Yeah, Banana, you've hit the... Your eyes have been opened to the hamster wheel. That is Path of Exile. Farm to make your build better, to farm to make your build better, to farm to make your build better, to farm, and then you're like, wait, what am I doing with my life? And then you quit the league. That's what happens every time. I'm getting loot so I can make my build better, so I can get loot, so I can make my build better, so I can get loot. Oh no. I'm wasting my life. Let's become a streamer. Oh, Divine. Oh, I was just about to look. I was about to check. What's our 298 Scarab 200 currency? So, I mean, all these maps are rolled really, really, really well. Oh, Containment. Risk, nice. Man, you know what? I think we might end up with like 20 Divines of Risk by the end of this. Oh, Containment. Again. Divine. Dude, this map has drops. At least two Divines. It's weird, man. Like, some maps have lower currency, more currency, but you just get like significantly better drops, but it's just RNG. It's just RNG. Weird. Like, you see what I mean? I've run maps with like 580% more currency and I don't get drops this good. Another, you see, I've been overflowing my maps with currency chance. What the heck? The maps where I was getting like 600% currency, I was getting like no divines. Now I have one with 200% currency and I've got like 3. Sample size 2 maps, but I am now officially tinfoiled on this theory. No one will be able to deny it. Although by that logic, we got way more divines from the ones that Guys, I think the theory is real. Less quality, more divines. What the frick? That came out of a chest. There's our last map. All done. So we can see what we got. So 16 of the maps had 300 plus currency, and then 16 of the map had a lot of Scarab. Because I was just curious what the difference was. So the first 16, we got like 21 divines, and then the next 16, we only got 11. So the currency quality absolutely affects it. Same thing with the Scarabs. So before we did this 16 with the Scarabs, we only had 2 containments and 2 of these awakenings. I kind of use that as like a benchmark, but now we have 8 and 10. So the quality definitely affects it. I don't know if we got unlucky. A lot of people are saying like, oh, you only got this many divines from your Abyss Hoards, but there's a ton of stuff. Lots of this currency, lots of divines, stacked X 27 boulders puzzle boxes, tons of Scarabs, and then a lot of maps. Now we need to just add it all up and see how much profit did we actually make. So if we take a quick look at Wealthy Exile, we can also check out the max roll one. This seems to be suggesting that we made about 100 divines because this strategy costs 75.5. I will add up the stuff properly, but it is saying that the result is, if we just use this as a rough example, saying we got 177 divines, which means we made about 102D, or let's just say 101D profit. These maps each took, I think some of them were like 8 minutes, some of them were 9 minutes. So we could say like 9 minutes times 36. I don't really like doing div per hour because it depends on the player, it depends on the build, it depends on like how focused you are. So I don't really like div per hour. I rather prefer like how much war currency did we get and how much fun was it. So let's say it took 324 minutes divided by 60, 5.4 hours, 18.7 divs profit an hour. But this is based on these numbers, which are possibly a little bit scuffed. So the Maxtra one agrees that it's about 177 divines. But let's liquidate and see how much currency we actually just end up with. A lot of the currency is actually, as expected, coming from these cartography Scarabs of Risk, which at Faustus sell for about 9 for a divine. So we could say, let's just see how accurate this is. Like 186 divided by 9 is about 20. So you see how far off this is. We actually have like 20 divines if we're selling at like the buying price, but we could even go 186 divided by 8.5, which seems to be what a lot of people are selling for, and there's 21 divines. So let's actually properly liquidate all of this, and then we'll be able to calculate the actual total returns and the total div per hour, since that is a number everyone is so interested in. We have liquidated. We have 156 raw divine orbs, straight up raw divines. There's still a lot of Scarabs here. I sold all the really valuable ones. I may have missed some, and a lot of these will add up. Like these ones could sell for a couple of chaos, and it will add up. But forcing people to watch me liquidating currency is excruciating. But 156 raw divines. If we were to sell these Veldos, I'm going to open them. This would be like another 20. So that is about 176 divines. And then there's a few little scraps here and there. So the estimation from Wealthy Exile wasn't actually that far off, but there's still all of this. So don't forget. So this is about 176 divines raw. Then maps. Don't forget about the maps. These sell for about 40C each. These sell about 50 or 60 chaos each. I calculated them at 50. And then there's these. So all of our maps actually add up to about 10 or 11 divines. I didn't calculate in any of the uniques we found because these are, I'm running MF, so I'm not including these, but all the maps are about 10 divines on top of all of it. So let's see, real results, maps, about 11 Ds worth of maps, 40C for these, 50C for these, 60C for these, probably a little bit more. If we can horizon all of these into lighthouses, we can sell them in bulk. Straight up raw currency, 156 divines after liquidating, 144 chaos, a couple of exiles left over, 27 bolos, and in total, we made 115 divines profit, so about 3.2 divs profit per map, ignoring all the uniques we found, which means that if this took us about 5.5 hours, we're making approximately 21 divs per hour, roughly. But having this raw currency so quickly is very, very nice. So that, who would have thought? Empyrian's strategy is really good. I don't know if the chisels affected it that much. If I did this again, I would not do the chisel stuff. I'd just use the normal chisel. I wouldn't like split it and all of that crap. But I think the strat is great. Another super fun 10 out of 10 strat. And now we can go do something way more fun, which is opening boulders.